ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. I am still under the spell of the first chapters of Genesis, Bereshit. What their real meaning is, it's very difficult to know. God creates the universe in 6 days. How can you do that? He creates man, places him in a very idyllic situation. The Garden of Eden, Gan Eden, where everything is at his disposal. And yet we see he immediately disobeys God's law. We find that their children are also not normal. Cain kills Abel. Why does he do that? Who knows? He said something, didn't say something. Did Cain know that by giving a punch in the right place he can kill somebody? Did he have any idea? Was it forbidden to kill? The Torah doesn't say that. The Torah doesn't say many things that somehow we assume, I presume. Abraham has an entire dialogue with God, and he says to him, how is it possible that he who is just, entirely just, he who judges the entire universe, should commit something that is an injustice? That is with the two cities, Sodom and Amorah, Sodom and Gomorrah. He's going to destroy them. He says, if there are just people there, are you still going to do it? By what right does he question God? Does God have to be just? Apparently, yes. Apparently, the Bible works in a framework that includes not killing, that includes justice, that includes help towards somebody else. Those are unwritten laws that are really the basis of the entire Bible. I don't understand why Adam and Eve disobeyed God. Why did they do that? Besides, what's so bad about eating the fruit of good and bad? You'll know the difference between the two. Maimonides suggests that before they ate of that fruit, how did they evaluate things? How did they judge things? He says by true or false. It wasn't a question of good or bad. Those are very subjective type of criteria. But true and false, that is absolute. That's what they did. Yet they ate of the fruit, the forbidden fruit, and what happened to them? Now they knew the difference between good and bad. Apparently, in the Torah it says, before Eve eats of the fruit, she saw tov lema'achal, that the fruit was very good for eating. In other words, she already knew what was good, what good was. Or maybe the good she was referring to was something very superficial. It looked right. It was an aesthetic type of good. It wasn't necessarily a moral type of good. You know what I really think? I really think that when God told them not to eat of the fruit of good and bad, and they ate, they realized that there are no absolutes in this world. In Eden, in Gan Eden, things are very clear. They're either yes or no. They're true or false. But in the world outside of Eden, things are good and bad at the same time. It's not that there is a separation, a very clean difference between the two things. No, everything good maybe has a little bit bad in it also. Take a look. You need some kind of help. You have problems with your liver. So you're administered a drug, but the drug does something wrong for your kidney. There's nothing right, black and white. There's nothing right and wrong in this world. Everything has in itself the seeds of something different. If that is so, why didn't God make it very different? You know, good and bad separate. Well, that's what he did in Gan Eden, but apparently we don't like that. We want a world where good and bad are intermingled, because only when you confront one with the other can there be growth. Then you realize what is the opposite, what is the difference. Everything that has some positive aspect to it will probably have a negative aspect to it. You know, they say that progress in the world many a time is the result of wars. You know, according to the natural selection that is a reality in this world. You know, when there's a forest fire, it's the very weak vegetation that disappears, and this way the stronger one remains. I am not too sure 100% about it, but in any event, this world is not about black and white, it's about gray. It's about the intensity of colors. How much ingredient of bad, how much ingredient of bad there is, of good there is in the world. Many a food needs a condiment. The condiment just brings out the flavor of something else. But you can't eat just the condiment. That's not good. But it can also enhance a flavor of something else. So don't be so strict when you judge other people. You expect them to be good all the time. Because actually it's a question also of effort. Lefum tsa'ara agra, say our rabbis. According to the effort that you make, that is the reward. Take a look. What was the punishment for Adam, for the first man? He was told that from now on, you will find that when you put the seed in the ground and you try to get food out, you'll also have rocks. You'll have difficulty. He's telling him that even in the production of food, there are difficulties. He told Eve that you'll have pain when you give birth. In other words, birth isn't just a glorious event where everything is fine. There's also some kind of stricture, some kind of pain involved in that. So this is the way the world works. But why do we have that? Because when you confront good and bad, when you confront different shades, you come out with a result that is much purer than what you had before.